What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. You are not ready for what is about to happen. These signals that we are seeing right now across the money supply, seasonal trends, insider predictions, and even exchange flows. It's like crypto gods lined up the perfect storm. I'm telling you, if you ever wondered when the next life-changing move is coming, the breadcrumbs, they are all over the place. You just got to open your eyes. That's it. Here's the kicker. Global liquidity, it's surging. October has this insane, and I'm telling you, it's freaking insane track record that you won't believe. Tom Lee, yeah, the ex-Litecoin dude, he just dropped the most jaw-dropping Bitcoin prediction that you have ever heard. And we got fresh institutional money pouring into XRP like never before. This isn't hopium. These are hard numbers, real flows, and major catalysts stacking on top of each other. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, trust me, you're going to see exactly why I've been calling for October and November, where everything is about to change in the crypto cycle. Look at this. Let's blow it up. The Bitcoin M2 money supply, it is right there. Look, you see how it follows it. We're a little off track. Why? We went stagnant for just a quick second, a hot minute. You know what comes next though? Up, and away we go. We have been following this for quite some time now, since this bull run has began. Okay? This is the fuel right here behind every major market rally. Liquidity. That's it. That's all you need to know. Liquidity. If you zoom out on this, and you track the global M2 money supply, which is the total amount of cash, checking deposits, and easily convertible near money floating around, it's on the move. And historically, whenever global liquidity rises, risk assets like stocks and especially crypto, they go on an absolute tear. I mean, this image, it tells you everything that you need to know. But here's the craziest part. The recent spike in the M2 is almost a mirror image of what we saw in 2020 before Bitcoin ripped from 8K to 64,000. Like this. That's how fast this thing was. This is the underlying tide that lifts everything higher, so much higher, folks. So while people are, they're out there, they're going crazy over a little dip. And we're talking like a cent. Like XRP went from 304 to 303. People are freaking out. Just relax. It is all coming together. The ETFs are coming. The institutional money, it is all coming. Folks, you're sitting there, if you're thinking, man, I don't want to miss this next crypto run, but I don't even know where to start. I got you. I got you covered. We got a handful of spots left for my one-on-one calls. We'll break down exactly how to position yourself for what is coming later this year and possibly in Q1 of 2026. Spots are super limited though. I keep stressing this, and they're going. And when they're gone, that's it. I'm sorry to say. Link is down in the description. Make sure you jump on the opportunity and lock it in before someone else does. And now, do you see what I see here? Look at this. This is crypto by the month. We're looking at over a decade's worth of data on here. Do you see what I see? Over the past 12 years, everyone. This is hard data that we can now use. 12 years of data. October has closed green 10 out of 12 times. That's an 83% hit rate. Think about that for a second, because that's absolutely ridiculous. An 83% hit rate. But it gets better, because the average return during that time frame, it's over 21%. This isn't some tiny statistical quirk, folks. This is what we call seasonal edge. And smart money, they know how to position for it. It's almost like the market has a rhythm. And October has been the month where that beat drops the hardest. But check this out, though. If we look at bull run years on this thing, okay? Let's go back to 2020. October, 27%. November, 42%. December, 46%. Then we come up to 2021 because the fun wasn't over. 14% to kick off the year, followed by a 36%, and then your parabolic blow off top, which peaked from February to March, and we cooled down in March, still with those smooth 30% upward bringing. Folks, this is what we are looking at. We are looking at the exact same setup here. But this time, the amount of money that's coming in is going to be so much greater because of these ETFs, because institutions are finally here, because we have a pro-crypto president, and these institutions aren't afraid to get in. You got the SEC and the CFTC going back and forth over who's going to rule over what. We are finally getting clarity and regulations. And come October, your fun begins. November, it gets even crazier. December, you're just sitting there shaking in your seat. You don't know when it's going to end. And then we start out 2026 with a freaking bang. But here we go. Michael Saylor, he's not going to let people downplay this Bitcoin thing. Here he is. He's saying Bitcoin will forever outperform the S&P 500. Forever, everyone. You heard that correctly. Listen to this clip.
So what we discovered is Bitcoin is digital capital. Bitcoin is going up faster than the S&P forever, right? Once you actually acknowledge that Bitcoin is appreciating more than the S&P forever, and my forecast is it appreciates about 29% a year for the next 21 years. And I've shared that with the community.
29% a year for the next 21 years. Folks, forever. I feel like we should be singing that Kanye West song. Forever, ever, forever, ever. All right, let's get back to Saylor.
But you could have any forecast. But if Bitcoin is an asset and it's appreciating, then you can create credit collateralized by that appreciating asset. So Bitcoin's digital capital appreciating faster than the cost of capital. The cost of capital is the S&P 500 return. And then credit written against it or issued against it is digital credit. And the digital credit can have longer duration or it can have short duration. It can have higher yields. It can be in any currency because Bitcoin is a stronger currency, right? One of the keys in the credit market is if you're going to issue a credit instrument in a currency, you want it to be weaker than the collateral you hold. So
I mean, look, let's stop it there. He knows what he's talking about. But to say that Bitcoin's going to outperform the S&P 500 forever, I don't think so, Saylor. Now let's head over to XRPRightNow.com. Your one and only stop for all your Ripple and XRP news. An interesting article was published talking about the XRP ETF approvals. I want to scroll down to this because this is very important. It states in here, the XRP ETF approval has become increasingly probable following a pivotal regulatory update from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which redefined crucial classifications around crypto securities. Market watchers now anticipate the green light for XRP and several altcoin-based ETFs aimed at the evolving landscape. This is what we are going into for October. Now remember, we already had one XRP ETF go live. It's a hybrid. It is not a true spot. That was that Rex Osprey. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure I destroyed the name on this one. And it set record volumes, right? We had another XRP ETF go live as well. You can see right here from Grayscale. They launched, and this is a fully spot product, okay? But it is a basket. We talk about baskets a lot. Especially if you listen to me, I love these baskets because we're going to see a lot of these baskets. So what does this basket include? Well, let's go to Grayscale's site. Here it is. It trades under the ticker GDLC. It's Grayscale's CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF. And we're going to see these baskets for like AI crypto coins. I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen a meme with like Doge and Pepe in there. You're going to see the NFT token ones in here. You're going to see, utility tokens, gaming tokens, you name it. So we come to Grayscale site and we come all the way down to the bottom. We can see the actual holdings of this thing. Bitcoin has a 72% holding. Ethereum is at a 17%. And XRP is coming in as the third largest here with a 5.67% holding. And now I get it. A lot of you are going to be like, Rip, it's only 5%. Look, would you rather have 5% or would you rather have no exposure at all? The more exposure we get to XRP in these spot ETFs, these baskets, the more XRP that gets sucked off of these exchanges. The more XRP that is removed, the higher the price of XRP goes. Solana Cardano also is kicking this one off. We'll see other baskets, right? Where XRP might be 70% and Bitcoin might only be about a 5% holdings as well. And this is going to get rebounced. So, the higher XRP rises in this thing as well, we can see more percentages come over to XRP. This is what we are going to start see moving forward. And then, man, Tom Lee here, this dude's wild. He needs to be stopped. He's out here now talking about a 3 million per Bitcoin. No, that's not a mistake. He meant it. That's what he said. He means it wholeheartedly. He actually believes it as well. I mean, that's insane, right? $3 million. But let's break it down. Every 4 years, the Bitcoin halving cuts new supply in half. Meanwhile, demand is only growing, especially with all these ETFs coming out. Institutions are adding Bitcoin and in countries as well. Let's not forget that. Countries are all adding Bitcoin to the reserves. So when supply shrinks, demand grows. And there's only one way that price can go. Listen up.
95% of all Bitcoin's been mined, but 95% of the world doesn't own Bitcoin. So I just think that there's still a huge demand versus supply imbalance, meaning there's a lot more potential buyers of Bitcoin over the next 10 years. And so I think there's a lot of upside into year end.
Into your 150 target?
Yeah, 150, maybe 200, even 250 this year.
What? 150 to 200 to even 250. And what's you don't have a terminal price on that, do you?
Well, it's I think at a minimum it should have the same network value as gold. Mm-hmm. And if you look at above ground gold, it's probably 23 trillion. So that would be, 1.2 million for Bitcoin. But I think Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. So, Bitcoin could be 2 million, 3 million long term. Even higher.
I mean, good for Tom Lee coming on CNBC and dropping it. But let's ask ChatGPT, what realistically has to happen for Bitcoin to go to 3 million per coin? Number one, global liquidity. We need to see money printing on steroids. It states if central banks go full throttle on a monetary expansion, think your M2 money supply, what we started to show with, we can see this thing exploding way beyond the 2020 and the 2021 levels. Hard assets like Bitcoin become the ultimate safe haven, as well as crypto as a whole. It says at $3 million per Bitcoin, a market cap would be 60 trillion. That's bigger than gold and competing with bonds as the world's primary store of value. We would also need institutional allocation. Pension funds, sovereign wealth, endowments, and insurance companies would need to make a Bitcoin a core asset class like bonds or equities. Global reserve asset status, technology and infrastructure maturity, catalyst events like a major sovereign nation adopting Bitcoin as a primary reserve. Then the IMF would have to get into that point. A lot needs to play out. So to say it's impossible, I wouldn't rule it out. Remember, Bitcoin used to be $1. No one thought it would be $100,000. And then Chad put this out. This is huge. When you thought it couldn't get any spicier for XRP, Kraken just flipped the switch and they enabled direct USD to XRP trading. No more jumping through hoops, no more converting through Bitcoin or stablecoins first. This is a straight through pipeline pouring into XRP, and it's already happening. Over $8 million flowed in like that, folks, instantly. That's not retail money. That is institutional sized positioning. But here's why it matters here. Because XRP has always been tied to Bitcoin's movement. It rised when Bitcoin rose. It fell when Bitcoin fell. But with direct USD on-ramps and institutional flows, XRP is starting to slowly decouple. That is a huge deal because it means that XRP can chart its own path, powered by real use case demand, not just Bitcoin sympathy moves like the rest of crypto. So let's put this all together, folks. We got global liquidity back on the rise. We have October, historically has been rocket fuel for the cryptocurrency markets. Tom Lee, he's calling for a $3 million Bitcoin, and Michael Saylor says Bitcoin will outperform the S&P 500 for the next 21 years. Individually, each of these catalysts, it's bullish, but together, this is the perfect storm forming over the crypto markets. Now, here's the thing. Most people won't see it until it's too late. They'll wait for Bitcoin to smash past all-time highs before they actually start paying attention. But you got data. You got the patterns, and you got the inside scoop right now. So if you believe in this space, stay sharp, stay positioned, and most importantly, stay bullish. The next wave is coming, and trust me, you don't want to be on the sidelines when it hits.